The fat man was my least favorite customer. You could smell him come in before you saw him. Nearly 7 feet tall and at least 400
Dang,
pounds.
7 feet tall.
The guy
You
had
can't
a
even walk right.
distinct smell,
Crazy.
something like cinnamon and burning hair. I didn't dislike the man because of his appearance or odor, though. No, I hated whenever the customer Brad came in because he ate his pizza like he was going to war. Brad would settle his bulk into a corner table, then order our largest deep dish pizza to start. That was his appetizer. He liked to work his way through our hot and ready menu. If a particular item caught his attention that day, he ordered double. His mid-meal break was a triple order of crazy bread, an order of wings, and all of this was washed down with liters of Diet Pepsi.
Oh my god.
The way...
You know what he should do? You know what he should do? He should make a mukbang, like a mukbang channel, and just like, you know, like he should be like, what's his name? He should be like that dude. I forgot his name, but that dude, he going through it right now. You lucky I can't mention his name.
Brad ate, terrified children, and ran off other customers. He hit the pizza harder than the Allies when they stormed it.
He be, bro. He should be in like eating competitions or something. Like, there's no hating. Like, I don't even care. I'm just saying though. Like, he look like he could be in like he could win a pizza eating war. Like for real. Like,
the Normandy beach. Globs of sauce and chunks of crust went flying in every direction when Brad chewed. It was like someone set off a hand grenade inside of a lasagna. His shirt, cheeks, and table were splattered each session before he was halfway done. Anyone sitting within a dozen feet of Brad was in danger of being struck by debris. And the sounds he made when he ate.
I would have been out of there.
I still have nightmares about the slurping, chomping, gurgling, moaning sounds. Suffice to say, no one ever wanted to wait on Brad when he visited our little Ceasars. So, as the manager, that duty usually fell onto me. We tolerated Brad scaring away our other customers because there really wasn't a legal reason to ban him. That is, until one morning in January, when Brad waddled into the restaurant holding a small cooler, took his usual seat in the corner, and ordered every cheese pizza that we had in the kitchen. Brad, I think we've got about 80 pizzas cooling back there, I told him. How many do you actually want? 80 is a good start, but you'll need to keep them coming.
Did he just
I have an appetite today. What's in the cooler? Brad grinned. His teeth were awful.
Boy, go to
just some toppings I brought from home. We don't really allow that. Do I need to register a complaint with Little Caesars main offices again? I sighed. Fine, whatever. Just don't make a mess. Brad lifted his cooler onto the table and started poking around inside while I walked back to the kitchen to give them his order. When I returned with Brad's Diet Pepsi and first pizza, I nearly gagged when the smell from his cooler hit me. Inside of the box were dozens of plastic baggies arranged around a few ice packs. The baggies were smeared with a thick pinkish fluid and contained gray chunks of what I had to assume was meat. Whatever it was reeked like it was spoiled.
It probably was spoiled, yep.
You can't eat that, I said, setting Brad's order on his table. The food in your cooler has gone bad. Brad just smiled and popped one of the gray blobs into his mouth, then licked the pink fluid from his chin. I retreated before my stomach betrayed me. The rest of the staff and I barricaded ourselves in the kitchen as well as we could. Every few minutes, I would run another pizza out like I was charging across a battlefield, dodging cannon fire. Brad's rotten toppings and wood chipper eating style scared away most of the customers immediately.
He ran back. He went, I'm just going. Nope. I'm going back. Nope. Can't deal with that. Like, who the heck? And he from a mile away, I could hit. He said from a mile away, I could smell that. That's crazy.
One brave family tried to stick it out, sitting at the opposite
no.
end of the room.
I would not eat
But
there,
Brad ended up choking on a
Oh!
slice of pizza, then coughing it up. The wad of dough and phlegm shot all over the tables and splattered the family. Brad started laughing, spraying more food. That was too much.
Bro, what was he eating that made him do that? This man is just going through his, like, do some stuff in his life. Like, what made you want to eat all that pizza? Like, or get big, or I don't know.
I stormed over to Brad's table as the family left in disgust. That's it. You're banned from Little Caesars, I shouted. Brad just continued to munch. But I haven't finished.
I thought he died.
Finish up then. Eat as much as you want and more. But after you leave today, you're banned permanently. Brad shrugged and thrust his empty glass at me. Refill. The big man continued to eat for hours.
Refill.
I'd never seen him tear through pizza, wings, and crazy bread like he did that day.
If y'all have seen somebody like this, put it in the comments, because this is just weird. Like, what? Look at this man.
At one point, he slouched over, and I thought he was finally done. But then he popped up and beckoned me over with one swollen hand. I didn't know how Brad could possibly keep eating. The buttons had popped from his shirt, and his belly spilled over his legs. I want to try some of my toppings warm, he said, nodding towards one of the disgusting baggies. Toss those in the microwave for me.
No.
Absolutely not.
Right.
If you do, I promise, I'll leave here in the next hour.
Cat.
I pulled my shirt over my nose and tried to defend against the stench and gingerly picked up the baggie with a napkin. I hurried back to the kitchen, poured out the vile gunk into a bowl, and put it in the microwave.
That's gotta be like
odor was overwhelming, and I knew we'd need to air out the kitchen for days to get rid of it. I immediately regretted listening to Brad's request. Maybe it was time to call the cops and have him tossed out. More! I heard him yell from the dining room. Stack them high. And I need a refill. Since
Hold on, it's kind of lagging. Come on, man. Why is it lagging and stuff? Stop lagging. My bad, y'all. I don't know why it does that sometimes.
Room. Stack them high. And I need a refill. Since I was watching the microwave, my assistant manager Bianca was the one who had to run out the next tower of pizzas and a 2-liter. The microwave beeped, and I extracted the foul contents. When the steam cleared, I nearly dropped the bowl. Not because it was hot, but because outside of the little baggies, I could finally get a clear look at the toppings Brad had brought from home. Most were unrecognizable lumps of pink brown, but one object was unmistakably, undeniably the bottom half of a human ear. I placed the bowl on the counter, my face cold with shock. Before I could decide how to react, there was a shriek from the dining room. I made it to the kitchen door just as Bianca came running inside, clutching her arm. At first, I thought she'd gotten pizza sauce all over her hand. There was so much red.
Her head
Then
got
I
cut
realized
off.
all of her fingers on her left hand except for her index and thumb were gone. Nothing but raw stumps. He bit me! Bianca screamed.
What?
I tried to put the pizzas down for him and that monster snapped.
No.
I heard the sound of falling tables and a loud crash. Not one part of me wanted to go look, but I was the manager. The staff at Little Caesars were counting on me. Wrap Bianca's hand in a towel and keep pressure on it, I instructed one of the cooks. You, call 911, I said to another. We need an ambulance and the police. I took a breath and walked out into the dining room to find Brad on the floor. He'd fallen from his chair and knocked the contents of his table everywhere. He had half of a pizza in his mouth, his jaws trembling as he chewed, and he was crawling towards another pile of slices.
You're nasty.
What did you do?
Dude looks
I
like
whispered.
a
What
2
is
liters of
wrong
soda.
with you? Brad spit out the pizza long enough to laugh.
Nasty.
She wouldn't have gotten so close to my food. You don't mess with a man's food. My food! Where are my toppings?
You're a real
What are
monster.
they? Friends and family. I've been saving them up for a while. For
He's
something
not even the cookie monster.
special.
He the
Brad
pizza monster.
army crawled on his elbows, dragging his distended gut along the tiles.
You're nasty.
He made it to a nearby pile of pizza and began devouring it. His whole body
Still?
looked swollen as a blood-drunk tick. The police are on their way, Brad. He nodded and started eating faster. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The man shoveled food into his jaw.
Bro, I know y'all just like, what the freak am I watching, bro? Same here, bro. Same here. Look at this man, bro. Look at his face.
Swallowing without chewing. I couldn't help but stare. Once all the pizza was gone, Brad laid on his belly, licking his fingers.
You're
More, he demanded. No. More.
Oh, heck no.
For someone that big, Brad
You won't get
crawled
kicked in the face.
fast. He came at me, pulling his bulk along with his
You won't get
bloody
kicked in the face.
fingernails. I ran, tipping over a table and crashing to the floor.
Bruh. Bro, why'd he do that, bro? Well, I wouldn't even be tripping over, first of all. I would have, like, if he ran to me like that, he crawling and stuff, just kicked him right in the face, man.
There was a tug at my foot. Brad had a hand wrapped
Kick
around
him.
my ankle. He dragged me towards him,
Kick him in
and I
the face.
reacted on reflex,
Yeah,
kicking out.
sucker.
My shoe connected a crack, and
bet.
Brad jerked away.
Yeah.
His nose bent at an unnatural
What you
angle.
get?
I said
Feel me?
more, he growled, leaning on a table to stand up. But the
can't, huh?
table couldn't take his weight. The stand cracked when he was
Hey.
halfway standing, and Brad slammed
Ah,
into the floor,
you
gut
failed.
first.
Sucker.
There was a horrible ripping sound, and I saw Brad's eyes go blank. He tried to rise again, but something was wrong. When he got to his hands and knees, it became clear that his body had finally burst from the pressure and the force of the fall.
Ugh.
His stomach had a tear right around the belly button. Purple
That is
intestines
nasty.
and undigested pizza all spilled out into a wet pile on the floor.
That's nasty.
So hungry,
Ew.
Brad whispered before collapsing.
Yeah, you
They had to bring in
Just
a
die.
professional disaster cleanup crew to dispose of the
Dang.
body and mop up the mess.
died.
We had to
that's what you
close
get,
the
sucker.
restaurant for 48 hours. To this day,
Don't be eating
Brad's
like that.
last meal remains the
just-
second or
look.
third.
That's your lesson, man. Look, this is a lesson not to eat that much food in one sitting. Or, yeah, in one sitting. Because I don't think he came again after that. But yeah, he was just eating and eating and he kept eating. And I don't know. I guess he wanted to die that way? I don't know.
Worst shift I've ever had managing at Little Caesars.
More of the story, don't eat too much.
I'm a 25-year-old petite woman working in an advertising agency. My office is in a secluded area outside the city. It was a recently built department, hence the number of employees is not more than 10 to 12 people. I shifted for this job. The work pressure was so high sometimes that most nights a
Thanks, you
group of
worked.
us had to stay back for projects. Hence my regular dinner was takeout foods. I am a smoker in my non-smoking group, so
Oh, heck
I
no.
often preferred walking to the Little Caesars pizza
That's not
place
cancerous.
while taking a smoke break. Most of the time I went alone because I like their pizzas. So it was one Friday night and I was still working late. We were a group of 3 and everyone was trying to finish quickly so that they could jump into the weekend. After an hour, I finished my work, but my colleagues were still stuck. We were all planning to leave at once, so I decided to wait for them. While they worked, I went out for my usual break. The Little Caesars shop was at the end of the road. There weren't many cars that night. I crossed the street and lit my cigarette. I was
Oh,
walking
there's
on
a
the
cigarette.
footpath when a car
Can't
came
stick.
from my direction and flashed its bright headlights on the opposite side of the road. A man, about 40, 50
Oh,
years old,
no.
was...
Look, if you meet people, look at his fit, bro. You can tell he's a weirdo. Like, what kind of fit is that? You think that's drip? Nah, man, that ain't drip, man. You
seen
don't look
standing there. He was dressed in a very poor way.
Yeah.
His khaki trousers were muddy and torn in places.
Swaggy. He
He
got his
was
car
too
out.
lean and looked pretty pathetic. There was no expression on his long, pointy face. He was just standing there,
Nah,
watching me.
he weird.
I turned my head away, feeling extremely uncomfortable, and increased my pace.
Yeah.
I didn't look back and went straight inside the pizza store. I was about to go in when that man yelled from the back, "Pizza! Pizza!"
What?
I turned back in shock and saw he was still standing at the same spot
What?
and watching me. I rushed inside and closed the door of the shop.
What is wrong with
An
him?
old woman was sitting at the counter wearing a t-shirt of the franchise. She was in her late 50s and wearing too much makeup to look young. Her wrinkled face still couldn't hide the fact that she was about my grandma's age. I was a bit surprised because I'd never seen her before. Generally, a guy named Simon always attended the night shift, and I'm pretty familiar with him. "Is everything all right, dear?" "Huh? Yeah, yes." "What would you like to order?" "Yes, of course." I embarrassingly walked up to her and started to look at the menu above the counter. "I'll have one small pepperoni pizza and a Sprite." "Very well. Take your seat. I'll bring it to you."
Sprite hit.
I sat on the corner table right beside the big glass wall. I could see the road outside. There was a lamppost on the opposite foot. It was constantly blinking annoyingly. I was trying to look closely, searching for that creepy man. "Pizza, pizza."
The freak?
What the hell? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. The guy you were looking for is a homeless madman. He often walks these streets late nights and screams pizza whenever a customer enters the shop. He's not harmless.
Look. You saying he look, she was about to say he not harmless. He not harmless, but bro. Did he come into your shop? Because I know he harassed you a little bit. You know what I would have done if I seen that dude? I would have ran. Would have ran so fast. Because you don't know what he could do.
Harmful.
Bro.
Just a bit crazy.
People can be crazy.
I see. Here's your order. Enjoy your food. She left the tray in front of me. The pizza slices were unevenly cut. She went back to her seat and I grabbed the biggest slice to eat. I gave a big bite. I was just enjoying chewing the soft bread soaked in sauce and cheese when I felt something stringy in my mouth. Something was rolled around my tongue.
Oh, heck no.
I grabbed it and pulled it out from my mouth. It was a curly strand of hair.
Suing.
My organs whirled in disgust inside my stomach, and I coughed out everything on the plate.
Suing.
The hair seemed highly similar to the old woman's hair. She looked at me like I was rude, coughing out the food. I could have screamed at her for providing a pizza with her hair as toppings on it, but I am not that confrontational by nature. I got my shit together and was deciding to leave when I heard footsteps outside. I looked at the glass and freaked out immediately.
Yo,
that crazy man was staring at me through the glass.
What did I do? I ain't do nothing to you. Bro, this man is weird as freak. Like, look at him. Why are you stalking me? What did I do to you? What if I go outside and just tase you or something? Like, what?
Glass. His entire body was leaned over the glass, making his facial features look even more disturbing than before. He remained like that for some time, then started walking away,
Yeah, you just.
There's no way I'm going out while that man is out
Bro,
there.
I met some
I
weird
couldn't
people.
eat the pizza after what I
Just staring down
discovered,
like they
so I thought to call my
calm down,
colleagues
bruh.
to see if they were done by now. I planned to wait here and tell them to come meet me so that I didn't have to walk back to the office. I took out my cell phone and called them. Luckily, they were ready to leave as well. I told them to meet me at the Little Caesars pizza shop and noticed the lady at the counter watching me with a weird smile. Once I disconnected the call, she said, "You're such a scaredy cat." I didn't want to answer her back because I had to wait for a few minutes more, and I wanted to do that without any trouble. I couldn't eat the pizza, so I grabbed the Sprite to take a few sips. But before I could open the bottle, the seal was already broken.
Probably don't even get that many
No
touches.
sooner did I open the bottle, a foul smell of urine choked the air inside the restaurant.
Heck no.
I got up and started vomiting on the floor. Hey! You were ruining the place. Stop.
What is that? Like, what is she doing, bro? Why did she have that little bottle in there? What is wrong with this lady? There's something wrong with this lady that we don't know about. She a weirdo too.
Stop it.
She one of those.
The
crazy.
old woman started yelling at me. She rushed towards me and
I don't
pushed me
care.
back while I was feeling sick.
Nah.
I couldn't take it anymore. I somehow kept my balance and then started shouting at her.
I would have do
What
it
the
on her.
is wrong with
I'd've
you?
been like,
You gave me urine to drink? Are you insane? What?
I'm suing
Don't
the
lie. I know girls like you, trying to blame the employee for everything. Just pay the bill and get out of here.
Nah, I'm suing.
I took out a $10 bill and threw
I'm
it
not
at
giving
her
her
while
nothing.
rushing.
She just gave you piss. I'm not giving her nothing. Freakies you talk about. Get up out my face. I would have put the urine in their face and then I would have walked out quick. You know what I'm saying?
Towards the
Well,
exit. I was walking past the counter when I saw someone lying on the floor behind the counter. I didn't fail to recognize the person on the floor in a fraction of a second. It was Simon, no doubt.
Simon?
His head was hurt badly, and there was blood on the
shoot.
floor.
That homeless man
I
did
turned around and saw the woman standing behind me with a huge,
Heck
evil
no.
smile.
Bro, they playing.
Seems like he likes you, dear. Saying this, she pointed at the entrance,
That's why your
and I
weed
saw
probably
that
fake.
freaky man standing outside, obstructing my way. He chuckled and said,
So he did.
"Pizza! Pizza!"
You're weird.
And lunged at me with a massive
Oh!
rock in his hand. He
you gonna
hit
do?
me on the cheek real hard,
Heck
and I
no.
felt my jaw break.
Whoa! Nah, how you gonna let him do that to you? You know what I would have done? If he tried to run at me like that, bro, I would have been like, bro, you tried to run at me, what do I? Quick, bro, this is the real stuff that I do. I don't even lie about what I do. Like, if you really run up on me these days, like, nobody has ever tried yet. But, because I know somebody will in the future, but, try me. Leg swoop. Then, you gonna get punched in the face. And then if she tried to hold me back, I would have been like, "Boom!" Just hit her back, "Boom!" And then, bro, you ain't messing with me for real. Like,
Blood and teeth sprung out of my mouth all together when the woman grabbed me from behind and started to strangle me. I kicked my hands in the air to free myself when I grabbed the woman's hair and pulled it with all my strength.
Oh!
A bunch of her curly hair along with a patch of bloody scalp came out. She screamed in terrible pain and set me free.
Ruthless.
I then kicked the man and he fell to the
Kicked him in the
floor.
balls.
I jumped and came out of the shop when I saw my two colleagues running towards me at full
That's what I'm
speed.
talking about.
They saw
them
me
in the
struggling
gonads.
with this duo from the end of the street. We called the cops and guarded the exit until the cops came. There was no way I was letting these people go.
Ruthless.
The man remained to lie
wouldn't
on
do
the
that. I
floor
would just hit her.
unconscious while the old woman kept cursing at me, walking back and forth like an injured wolf.
Ha!
When the cops came and arrested them, they gave us shocking news.
Y'all both weirdos.
This man and woman are husband and wife.
Ugh.
They're both deranged criminals who were on the run
These
for
are-
the last
I would have sued them too. I would have sued them.
8 months from the local asylum. They pulled off some
Okay.
robberies and assaults
would've
throughout the
sued them.
city after escaping prison. I stood there and watched the cops taking them away. Before getting inside the car, they both
weirdos.
looked back at me and said, Pizza! Pizza!
Man, the only thing you're gonna be saying is, or the only thing they gonna be saying in jail, even though they gonna say pizza, they gonna remember how it hurt him. I was about to say something cool, but that was kind of corny. I ain't gonna say nothing. Hope y'all enjoyed this though. This is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of cool. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Onetakejae.